shall be set right.
That's how my wife plays, subs into the counter card, the last thing she played without fail. Yep. That's definitely not limited to her experience. It's very, very... I called it the Twitch chat special because it gets suggested so often. Lost a thing, we should put counter card in for thing.
Opponent snapped.
And they're a movement Thanos deck. Great! The Madam Web is just there as an ongoing card. Cannot catch a break in this digital video game. Six on the right, 6, 12 in the middle, 4 on the left. Ship it. Imagine losing a 50-50 in pocket when you could lose a 1 in 200 in snap. 4 on the right. Oh, it is only 4 on the right. You're right. That's still fine, I think. There we go, 12 in the middle. Their Madam Web makes it a bit of a flip. No, there's no in-game deck tracker for mobile. It's a PC third-party add-on thing.
Victory.
Set to Spectrum.
Destiny will arrive.
The fact that Snap doesn't have an in-client game log yet is honestly kind of criminal. It's one of those things that should have been prioritized as a feature during the first year of the game's existence. How's Thanos been? The first build of Thanos we played was kind of mid. We're just starting with this one. Yes. 2, 4, 8. This ties the blade here, and then we probably win the breaker. Just leaving.
Victory.
Is this worse than playing Iron Man plus a thing? I don't think so, because this gives me a little bit more stats in the middle. Yes, yeah, if you're gonna pick up on Into the AM, make sure you use the Hoaglandia link or use code Hoaglandia. It stacks with their Black Friday thing. If you're feeling especially lucky, we're gonna be doing a giveaway for some codes for them in the Discord server tonight. So after I sign off, so enter into that. Maybe you'll grab a free 25 bucks. None of these missions are ones I want to do. Oh, man. Dayton Doc, thank you for the 22 months. Welcome back. Can I win a second one if I've won previously? Sure. It's gonna be RNG. One person in this giveaway can't win 2 of them. But I won't hold previous wins against you. It would be nice if Snap updated the displayed power on the location as you added cards. Agree with that, so you don't have to do it mentally.
I found the rock.
How much copium is Lockjaw Madam Web in a build like this? Probably not that much, honestly. Sounds cute and fine. But, Gamma the Dazzler and keep the Howard for the Iron Lad? I hate airship so much. You're not alone. My gird, she didn't take away my card right away. Oh, Mindstone doesn't shuffle. That's interesting. I was expecting it to shuffle. I guess that makes sense, though. Oh, I was clicking Lad.Howard. Durf.
Hey man, I'm cool.
Activate, not reveal. Activate's like a ability you use while it's on the board, my sticks. So you click on it while it's on the board. So they actually just changed Black Widow from on reveal to activate to kind of slow her down, her effect. That's a noteworthy change. Yeah, so it takes a turn to set up, and then it doesn't work with things like Odin or Grandmaster or Absorbing Man. Yeah, notably can't activate the turn you play, so it has to be out for a cycle.
Victory.
Looking trim. Thanks, Produce. I played a few games with Widow and she's a lot worse. Yeah, I was a little surprised they didn't move her to 2. It is kind of like summoning sickness. In some cases, it gives you more control though. Like Black Swan is like a card you play early that you want to then activate late.
The universe
Gosh, I'd forgotten how many repairings there are on the ladder. This is a person we played 3 matches ago. Do you expect Pocket to ever have a PC client? I wouldn't say never, but I would expect if Pocket was going to have a PC client, I would expect it to come after a Switch client. I think would be my expectation. So notable that Sinister London copies the demon here, so they don't draw an extra card. This. I kind of don't have space to use more of this. I'll take a couple of draws. Do I just like do this? You have to say this could break a couple of ways. London's kind of okay with Spectrum. Yeah, Anya is an example of a good activate card for sure. I don't think Symbiote Spider-Man was a miss because of activate though. I think Symbiote Spider-Man was a miss just because he's a clunky bad card. Speaking of clunky and bad, I think we're done here. Doing their cube back from earlier.
Escaped.
It's too much clutter on the board.
The universe shall be set right.
Would you have a good shot there to pass Iron Man triple Spectrum? Oh, I guess the New York maybe. I didn't consider the New York with the Bar Sinister. It's a good catch. Good call out.
Opponent snapped.
So no thanks. December cards look great. If you want some deep thoughts past, they look great. You can check out the longer review here.
Destiny will arrive.
Pretty good Thanos location. Shame we're playing against Aeroshim. Simsa Mojo World. Thank you for asking. Bastos! Bastos. Casual 4 turns in and has played 0 cards that started in their deck. It's coming up, eh? Got me? Oh! Just die to a blob real quick here, an Goliath. We beat those ones! Did they finally play a card that started in their deck? They did.
This just in.
One singular Shang-Chi at the end of the game. Cool.
Victory. The universe shall be set right.
I think we always lean on the stones in this build since we don't have things like Fastos or Okoye. Yeah, I just wanted more matchup variety, Ben.
I am reborn.
If you've played Monopoly Go in the past, you are not eligible for the free sub promo. It's only for new players. I think this build of Thanos is almost assuredly better than the Misery one we were playing before in terms of competitiveness, but it's a lot less interesting. Just sad. So we're gonna have a big variance on what this Dracula can hit. I'm adding 8 in the middle up to 14 there. I'm adding 4 on the left up to 10, and I'm adding 6 on the right up to 21. We've got a shot. Some of these could snap right with the Astrodome. Nope, they're not. Jim. 20.
I am Apocalypse.
Why don't they fix discard? Yep. The discard deck is honestly one of the best balanced, perfectly slotted things in the game right now, I think.
Destiny will arrive.
I don't usually feel like I got cheated. I make a pretty honest amount of numbers that are consistently competitive. I didn't really enjoy Marvel Rivals gameplay. In fact, at the risk of angering the Marvel gods somewhere, I think I would go so far as to say I think Marvel Rivals might be the least interesting / good team fighting game I've played in a while. I think basically the only compelling thing it had going for it was the fact that it was a Marvel game. And personally had significantly more fun playing Deadlock than I did that one. The mouse is coming for you, yeah. This Odin's actually hilarious. And now I feel bad. We have a hilariously strong draw, and our opponent is a new Marvel stat player. What's the difference between starts in your hand and you draw this at the start with regards to Thanos? A draw at the start is an additional draw, whereas starts in your hand replaces one of your cards that you would normally start with.
Are ye worthy? Are ye worthy?
Sweet. And actually hitting a 1 energy ongoing stone here was the best possible draw. We get to go. Oh, I forgot. I thought I was gonna get another Odin for over here. That's fine. We're still gonna win, but I'm a little bit less impressive. Need a deck tracker. A deck tracker is untapped. Okay, good stuff. This Iron Lad is 60% to be ongoing here. I guess they could beat us right and maybe left. No way, right?
Victory.
I feel bad. We beat someone who's new at the game. Our pile of gold-plated cards. Thank you for the 1.5 years. Welcome back. Yeah, the White Widow change put clogged decks back down to being solidly
Shall be set right.
Solidly B tier. Do you think Victoria's hand will work with it? I'd be surprised if it did. The way it's phrased, it sounds like the cards need to be created in your hand, not created in your deck. Why did they bury Agent Venom 6 feet under? I think that's a really nonsense take. I'd put money on every Agent Venom deck still wanting to play Agent Venom and it being fine. On the YouTube side, with the most honest take I've heard this in an OTA ever, I'm sad about the Agent Venom change. He was probably too good, but my collection is spotty, and I needed him at full power to cover for my poor card quality and poor gameplay. Honestly, just an impressive and astonishing level of self-awareness. I truly appreciate it. And honestly, I'm sympathetic to discussions like that, where you're just like, I understand that this needed to happen, but I'm just gonna acknowledge that I'm sad that it did. Like, that's super reasonable. Like, it's fine to be like, I'm sad my card's different, but that's very different than like, oh, they killed the card, right? Like, that's such a good, reasonable position. Also, like, can we look at these last two? It is so comical to me how many people talk about ranked ladders being hyper competitive and Marvel Snap being such a more competitive game than Pocket because there's a ladder. I feel actively bad that we queued into someone collection level 1400 and then someone collection level 722. Like, these were likely not fun or interesting games for my opponent. It's just like huge punching down. Just. It's not, and for the record, like, it's not my opponent's fault, right? Like.
The universe shall be set right.
I'll vibe on this for now. I might be able to blend it into our turn cycle later. May or may not want to get rid of something else. Oh, perfect, Horo. So because you have an active sub right now, Horo, I'll just need you to ping me again in that same Discord message when your current sub expires, and then I'll extend it. Because Twitch, unfortunately, doesn't let me gift subs to people who have an active sub. No matter how many times I ask for them to let me do that. Will fill 2 of my 4 spots. Soul Stone makes Thanos indestructible, which is nice against their Shang-Chi with Ghost. Does Mind Stone shuffle your deck? I don't believe it did there.
I see the way. I see the way.
This is an Ink Black Crackle at Heimdall, by the way. Holy. I mean, this was a great draw, says Local Man about to get Eliath. Oh, wait, they have Ghost. They can't Eliath me. Yay, Ghost. Enchantress? Is an airship I feel, yep. Please don't Enchantress me. Have a heart. Have a heart. I'm gonna be a little tilted if they rope Enchantress me. Coolio.
Victory.
Classic US agent into the loop cage. Average airship gaming. All right, our number is getting smaller as opposed to getting bigger. I think that's the goal. let's go ahead and roll some adverts. We're gonna play some more Spectrum Thanos when we return. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Oh, we haven't played a ton of Snap recently, so I haven't showed this off, but I have been clearing some of my missions off stream. And this is the deck I've been playing, which I have lovingly titled $25,000 Bounce. It's all inked crackle with the black cosmic borders on it. So this is art, chat. I can't afford to look at this deck. It should be in a Snap museum, really. My Nico and my Kitty with the matching gold inked crackles. Iceman 2. And then Bishop, Beast, and Toxin all with the white ink crackle. I'm a little sad that Kate's got a green crackle, but I don't think I'm splitting her again because I already have gold crackle on her. Kate's, that's true. The acid arrow does look really good. It's a good way to put it. Methadras, thank you for the 28 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Do I have Kate boosters? I don't think so. I spewed a lot trying to get gold crackle with her. No, not really. 70, 73. Not even enough for one. I'm actually out of Kitty boosters too. I was digging for Kitty with gold crackle and I didn't get it, but we got this on the way. And that's actually why I put this together. I was digging for gold crackle on some of these cards and I kept getting inked crackles and I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I can build a full ink crackle deck at this point. We could.
The universe shall be set right.
Hey, ATJ, welcome back. So the problem with Marvel Boy in this deck is that the games where you have a bunch of one drops, you're probably already winning. And there's a lot of games where you're not going to have a bunch of one drops, because you're not guaranteed to have stones every game. Hey, Niv, gamble on Kate. We can totally gamble on Kate after this game. Alright, so we're gonna work to try and have priority to Cosmo what's ever going on over here as well. Just to fully shut him off. We're fun at parties. Yeah, so for now, thank you for that tier 3 and for that 18 months. Appreciate the year and a half. Welcome back. And with the Cosmo, they should be on the 0%er here, yeah? I'd say I feel bad about this, but they're a Shang-Chi Destroy next, so. I watched your OTA video. We're so back. I personally am feeling some snap. If I'm being honest, though, the metrics today for a good OTA are pretty disappointing. I think we had a solid OTA today, and we did not break 2,000 concurrent viewers, and we dropped almost immediately back down to like 15 to 1,600 right after. I can't say I blame people. It's so hard to get back into Snap once you're out of it. Once people take 1 foot out of Snap, I think it's really hard for them to get back in the way the system is designed. I think they have a very real new and returning player problem they need to address. Yes, and like my numbers, we're the only major streamer or have been. Did anybody sign on yet? Yeah, like there's no Dexter, there's no Dara, Alex Casillas not on. Like none of the other people who regularly put up 4 digits worth of viewers and our English creators are on in the category. So it's not like a bunch of us are fighting for viewers right now after the changes either. I intend to go back to looping some Snap into the regular schedule, but Cozy said he's going to go all in on Marvel Rivals. I completely understand Cozy doing that. It's probably the smart financial thing.
He will arrive.
Am I taking viewer submissions today? You know what? Sure. Let's say I'll take 2. I think I want to play this deck for another 20 or 30 minutes, and I don't have anything else specific lined up. Fair warning, if more than 2 things get submitted, I'm going to prioritize the ones that come in first, and the other ones will get played tomorrow morning. But I'll take 2. Link is pinned above the chat. I hope the people that take a crack at Marvel Rivals find success. I personally was unimpressed with the game, but super subjective. For Pokemon, how do I know when to stop pulling out a pack? I'm missing Executor and Charizard, but I pulled 10 packs and got 0 new cards. It's kind of a subjective measure. I personally would probably pull out a pack until I was happy with the decks that I had out of it. But if you felt like you had a better chance to build new decks pulling from a different pack, moving on is probably fine. Play $25,000 bounce. Thank you, Niv. We can do that. Charizard, Eggs, and Greninja are the big reasons to pull Charizard. I agree. So I played Bucky Bards something. Okay, we'll try some Bucky Bards. I played Overwatch 1 forever ago, and one of the reasons correct me if I'm wrong, Overwatch 1 was 5v5, yes? Is that accurate? Was Overwatch 1 6v6? It was, okay. I don't know, maybe my brain is bad. I think we're just dead to a deck full of tech cards, yeah? So I'm gonna leave.
Escaped.
Thanos is an additional card. He is not replacing a card in your starting hand. Overwatch 1 was 6v6. And maybe it's just because I'm a boomer with worse reflexes today than I was many years ago when I played Overwatch 1. But when I played Marvel Rivals, I felt like the gameplay was super chaotic and constantly had all 6 people slamming into each other simultaneously. And I don't know, maybe Overwatch 1 was like that and I just don't remember it because it's been so long. But when I played games of Overwatch, I used to regularly feel like I could tell mistakes I was making and how I could get better. And I felt like when I was playing games of Marvel Rivals, it was just like this chaos clusterfuck. And like there was just like I didn't feel like I had an avenue to get better at the game by playing it. I didn't walk away from my games of Rivals being like, oh, I made these decisions and they were good, I made these decisions, they were bad, and I could do better or worse in the future by making different choices. I also think from a flavor perspective, our reality stones have been so bad for us today. From a flavor perspective, Rivals has felt weird to me because it has that big if everyone's super no one is vibes. If that makes sense. Where like all of your stuff, all these people are like supposed to be amazing, powerful things, but if everybody's powerful, they just kind of slam into each other. And there's no real edges in either direction.
I am Iron Man.
Blue Marvel on top is insane here. That's great. Oh, they just didn't play for the, what's it called, path? And then I die because Goliath. Yeah, that makes sense. So the chat said, I noticed that other people that are sticking with Snap right now have much lower viewer counts. Do you think this loss of interest is directly connected to Pocket, or is it a Snap-centric issue? I think it's both. I think Pocket and Bizarre pulled people out of Snap who had been playing Snap, and then the way Snap is structured fundamentally economically, it's impossible to get back into without spending piles of money. I think once you put one foot out the door, it's tough to get back in. Pocket's numbers aren't as good as Snap's. Gosh, if only there was objective fucking data I could scroll and show that you're very wrong, my dear Twitch chatter. My Pocket average viewer count for the last 2 weeks is 1357, and my Snap average viewer count for the last 2 weeks is 1255. Be a damn shame if I could show objective data showing that that's not true. Here's Dexter, last 14 days. His Marvel Snap is 1074 versus 1039. Super close within margin of error. Almost identical. And his Snap was extra high yesterday because of the new card release and no one else streaming simultaneously. Because other people are spent / burned out. Alright, hopefully they're an invisible omen deck that Cosmo beats. How friendly is Marvel Snap for new players? I think Snap has an okay newish player experience, but it also has a newish player experience that's bad for content creators. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, yeah, the pre-infinite new player experience is fine. The new player Pokemon, the new player for the pre-infinite new player experience is fine. Good even? Maybe even good. I'm gonna get rid of Limbo here. Do I need to show them I'm getting rid of Limbo? Probably not. Oh my gosh. They just super gianted me out of being able to rug pull Limbo, the greed. New card this week. The new card this week is probably playable, but also seems kind of boring. Likely an easy skip for most people. I just can't beat the Cosmo on the Invisible Woman. Sorry, to complete my thought about content specifically, if a new Snap player sees me play Pokemon Pocket and they're like, Jeff, this deck is sweet, I've got spending money, how do I get the deck that you're playing? I say, okay, gamer, you buy Pokegold and you buy these packs that have the cards, and you're gonna likely get close to it by spending this amount of money. For Marvel Snap content, that doesn't exist. If a Pokemon Pocket player is like, Jeff, I love Thanos, I love Marvel, I'm finally checking this game out, how do I build this Thanos deck you have in front of you? I'm willing to spend money. My answer is, well, you start playing Marvel Snap today, and even if you spent $500 on Marvel Snap today, you likely wouldn't get close to being able to play this deck for a couple of months. I think that's the core issue from a content perspective, is that even if Snap is successfully onboarding new people, which I think that's debatable. I have no idea what their numbers look like. But even if they're onboarding new people, those new players aren't a new viewer, someone who's gonna consume Marvel Snap content and allow this to be as successful as a job for me for 6 months. And that's if they stick with Snap for 6 months. The decks I'm playing and the card evaluations I'm giving and stuff like that don't matter for them, even if they're a new player for 6 months. So from a content longevity standpoint, like, are there people coming in to replace people that are naturally attritioning out? New players aren't new viewers. So series drops make the game easier for returning players to come back, but series drops actually make the new players finding my content relevant more difficult, right? Like, series drops make Series 3 bigger, which makes the amount of time it takes for them to get Series 3 complete and to be able to build the core of the decks that I'm showcasing get even stretchier. So yes, dropping more cards to Series 3 helps fix one of the issues. However, it doesn't address the rest of it, right? It doesn't address the new player type thing. I was watching Alex Kosia's video and he gave Annihilus 2 stars. That seems crazy to me. What do you think? So, I think Alex likely rated that Spotlight cache based purely on power level of the cards in the current metagame, which I think is a perfectly reasonable and fair way to rate things if you're into that sort of thing. Kocha, Alex Kocha, thank you for the correction. However, in my opinion, the best way to rate Spotlight caches and higher series cards in Marvel Snap is to prioritize cards that allow you to unlock new decks. So, if you look at my Spotlight cache review, even though Werewolf by Night and Annihilus are cards that aren't top meta cards right now, I think they're still good pickups for Marvel Snap players because they are cards that unlock new decks. I think Marvel Snap's metagame changes frequently enough that doing a current power level snapshot does a disservice in the long term. But I think if you're clear that you're rating it based on the current format power level, that's fine to let people make their own decisions. I just think long term, you're going to feel burned in Marvel Snap if you're constantly evaluating things only based on the right now, because Snap is a live service game that does regular balance changes. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people think. Like, Alex's YouTube channel is very successful for a reason. A lot of people only care about current power level. One of the reasons why my YouTube content flounders in most of the games I make stuff for is because I try and focus on detail and nuance and not the this is the best thing right now, etc. A lot of people looking for YouTube stuff want that this is the best right now answer. It's the content that people are looking to have made for them. Got him. And I think so long as you're communicating clearly what you're rating based on, there's no issues with that. I think the game needs more. I think more play modes would be great. And I think specifically this game needs more play modes that are genuinely new. Like high voltage was a genuinely new and sweet way to play the game. Whereas like, you know, Conquest is kind of just like regular Marvel Snap rehashed in a lot of ways. Oh, you know, I probably should have just drawn a bunch of cards to dig for Luke Cage here.
Escaped. Destiny will arrive.
Utopia is pretty good for us. They are also Thanos Gaming. There's actually been less Thanos mirrors than I was expecting. Expecting more of them. I completely agree with that. As someone who's played a few things, or sorry, as someone who's been playing Marvel Snap off stream a little bit to do my missions on days where we haven't been live with it, every time my daily missions are generic missions instead of making me play specific cards, I sigh in relief. Just like, thank goodness I can play the deck I actually want to play. Yes, this will probably be our last game with this. We'll do a quick wrap up. We'll take an ad break, and then I will... Oh, Christ. And then... And then we're gonna play the bounce deck.
Escaped.
This... Oh, not that one. That's what we're going to play next. This build was marginally more successful than the Misery build that we played, but my untapped tracker here, I believe it says we are exactly 0 cubes after 20 games with it. This definitely did not seem particularly powerful in comparison to other things that we were doing. It's true that when Thanos was good in the past, it was more generic good stuff cards. I wonder if that's possible with his new design. It was perfectly balanced, as all things should be. We'll try some more Thanos in the future. We're gonna click over